Welcome back, everybody. It's Sport Federation TV. We, of course, on a weekly basis, take a look at what's happening with sport in the Western Cape, across the 6 districts, the multiple codes that we have, and the fantastic news at the moment is that many of the codes have been able to resume either training or some sort of competition. Now, of course, as you know, a lot of the codes have in fact started having inter-club championships. They've started having inter-provincial championships. And in fact, during the course of the show, we're going to be speaking to figure skating, who have got their inter-provincial championships. We're going to be speaking to chess, Western Cape Chess, who have got their inter-club championships. And of course, we say that you stay tuned, because there's some fantastic sport activity coming up on the show tonight, including, of course, the highlights from the South African Boxing Championships that's happening here in Cape Town at the moment. But on the line with me now is Melvin Edwards. Melvin is the president of Western Cape Gymnastics. Western Cape Gymnastics recently went up to Gauteng to go compete in the South African Championships, I believe. I hope I've got it right. Melvin, welcome back to Federation TV.
Well, thank you, JP, and it's nice to be here. Good evening to you, or good afternoon to you and your viewers.
Thanks, Melvin. Yes, of course, you guys have been active. You've been keeping Gymnastics Western Cape in good spirits. Certainly your athletes are smiling from ear to ear at the moment. Did I sum that up correctly?
Yeah. As Gymnastics, we are very, very fortunate. We had our inter-provincials, our inter-districts, inter-provincials, and currently our gymnasts are up in Gauteng, in Centurion, and in Pretoria, competing at the National Gymnastic Championships. That's running from the 1st of October up until Sunday, the 10th of October. And so far, our kids are doing extremely well.
Melvin, just run us a little bit, talk us a little bit through the build up to an event like this. Of course, this is the ultimate event other than going to the Olympics, but locally on a South African level, everybody wants to go compete in the South African Championships. But athletes did not get there easily. They had to go through a whole process to get there. Club process, district process, provincial process.
That is correct, yes, JP. At district, all our different codes, all the different disciplines in gymnastics had their district trials, and at these district trials, gymnasts had to attain a qualifying score for them to go on and represent their districts at the Western Cape Provincial Championships. At these provincial championships, obviously there were higher averages that they need to attain to then represent Western Cape at the nationals this week. And we really have a good, strong team of about 492 gymnasts that are currently participating up in Gauteng.
492 in total, or 492 from the Western Cape?
492 from the Western Cape.
492 athletes from the Western Cape in the South African Championships.
That is across all the disciplines, JP.
That was my next question. I'm assuming that it's all different age groups, and of course gymnastics has got multiple disciplines. It's not like your normal team that has 20 people in a team. You have many different codes in your structure.
That is correct. You have your women's artistic gymnastics, men's artistic gymnastics, rope skipping, rhythmic gymnastics, acro, sports aerobics, trampoline and tumbling, and this year for the first time we have something called parkour.
Parkour. And of course, we know that you've also got a new participant in parkour, where we've actually seen the president of Gymnastics South Africa himself giving the parkour course a go. But tell us a little bit about parkour.
For those of us not understand knowing what parkour is basically free spirit gymnastics. It's you have different artistic skills, you have some gymnastic skills, you have some jumping and some climbing skills, where gymnasts have to maneuver a specific course that was set out for them. And obviously there are specific skills that needs to be done. There are rolls, there are jumps, there are swings, there are flips, but it is a free spirit, the free spirit part of gymnastics, where you don't compete in a leotard and you're not inside a building, and you have lots of freedom to do your own movements. So parkour we are very excited about it, and we do believe that parkour is definitely going to be growing very, very fast in the next few years.
Yeah, I think that this is, of course, opens a whole new dimension of conversation, the education around parkour. Seeing your president, Donnie Jurgens, demonstrate the parkour course. When I saw those pictures, Melvin, it actually made me think a little bit about the skateboarding park, which is quite free-spirited. Athletes are wearing very casual clothes. You actually have hit the nail on the head. It is very free-spirited, not so formal.
That is correct. And this is also the idea behind it, is that we need to make gymnastics accessible. And you know from our previous conversations, this has always been our challenge, is to make gymnastics accessible to as many and as much communities in our fraternity as possible. And parkour is one of those things that you can take to any community, and you can set up, and as you said, rightfully so, it is similar to the Skatepark vibe, if you want to call it that way, where kids can come and you just play around and you just develop your skills. Obviously, when it comes to competitive, the side of gymnastics or parkour, there are certain skills and certain groups that must be done. But other than that, kids are having a blast. And as you said, our president, with his free spirit and his young spirit, he set the tone, and I'm sure everybody's going to follow suit.
So you've got 492 athletes competing at the South African Championships at the moment across different age groups, across different sport, at least different codes or disciplines, as you call them. And you say, Melvin, that things are going well at the moment for the athletes.
Yes, we are currently from on a team. When the last report I got, which was 2 days ago, Team Western Cape was standing on 28 bronze medals, 32 silvers, and 46 gold medals. And then also we had Jean-Michel receiving her federation, a national federation colors, to represent South Africa at the ISF, as well as be part of the IF Olympic trials coming up.
Just, Melvin, for the folks that are watching the show, just give us an indication, please. ISF, what does that mean? And Jean-Michel is, of course, one of your top athletes.
That is correct. ISF is your International Schools Federation. That is your international schools competition. Our high-performance gymnast, as I said, Jean-Michel, received her national federation colors. So she will represent the national federation, not as a Protea, obviously, but as a national federation member. She will represent Gymnastics South Africa at the ISF, and also she will be, if her skill set is up and if she's at the correct age, then she will be invited, or she will participate in Olympic qualifying events for the next round of for the next Olympic Games.
I think that's absolutely fantastic, Melvin. When they're finished with the South African Championships, what comes next after that?
Currently, the national championships is the highest for our mainstream gymnasts. We have two streams in gymnastics. This is our mainstream participants. The gym games is the highest for them. It's their top event. Obviously, they get their national rankings to the extent where a gymnast can medal or rank nationally on various apparatus in a competition, but also have an overall ranking. In previous years before COVID, we have what's called the Region 5, which is an international federations competition where we compete against our neighboring countries that shares a border with us. But due to COVID, Gymnastics South Africa, the National Federation Exco, has decided that we will not participate in this year's Region 5 competition, just to make sure, just to keep our gymnasts safe. But as I said, for our high performance gymnasts, there are other events. Your high performance kids, your classes kids, your Olympic entry girls and boys, they are accumulating points so that they can be invited to our development and our national training camps, so that they can come into contention for either Africa Champs or Africa Games. And as I said, some of them might even be invited to Olympic trial events.
Wow, it's fantastic stuff. It really is. Listening to you talk is inspirational, and knowing that gymnastics is in such good hands and Western Cape Gymnastics doing so well, we're looking forward to seeing lots of pictures and finding out who our champions are and catching up with you guys again soon.
That will be great, JP. We will definitely compile something and maybe some snippets there and send it through to you so that you can show it to your viewers. And yeah, we are really excited, and our kids are doing very well, as I said. Our coaches are doing well, and yes, we just hope that we can things can become normal as per you again. But the new normal, we're tackling the new normal, and as gymnastics, we're landing on our feet and we're sticking our landings. We're making sure that everybody stays safe.
The perfect way to end the interview. You are landing on your feet like we expect all gymnasts to do. Melvin, thank you very much, and we say, of course, to you, stay safe out there, and we'll hopefully catch up again soon.
Thank you very much to you and your viewers as well, and thank you for everything that's happening around Western Cape, and good luck to everybody participating in all those various events that you've mentioned earlier.
There we go, folks. Melvin Edwards, the chairman of Western Cape Gymnastics. 46 gold medals so far. 400 odd athletes competing in Gauteng at the moment. 390 technical officials. That means that there's close on 1,000 participants from gymnastics doing gymnastics in Gauteng. This is, well, we're not quite at the new normal yet, but let's just say Western Cape Gymnastics is doing fantastic, and we're super proud of them. Folks, we'll take a break. When we come back from the break, we'll catch up with the folks in Eden, where it's, of course, the Western Cape Club Championships coming up next week. Don't go away.